candidate to represent the city of Fairview as interim chief of police, Mr. Scott Smith. And so we're just going to take a moment. We're very thankful all of y'all have shown up, and we're going to let Mr. Jeff Hughes come up and kind of explain the process. I think it's real important for the citizens to understand and, kind of know where it came from, and we're, like I said, very thankful. So please just come up, share a minute, and then we'll move forward.
Thank you, Mayor. Good to see everybody again. It's 2 days in a row. I told the city manager if I show up much more frequently, I'm going to need an office out here, so I may have to have a substation. But happy to be here today. I represent the Tennessee Association of Chiefs of Police. I'm the incoming president of the association. Be sworn in July. And Mr. Hall reached out to me and asked if we could assist in any way with finding an interim chief for the city of Fairview. And based on our discussions, we felt like the best course of action to take was to come up with a selection process, whereas we could identify and score a group of applicants, and then in turn make a recommendation to Mr. Hall, whereas he could choose from those that we recommended. And that's what we did. So we put out the word across our association and received a list of applicants and conducted interviews actually at the Brentwood Police Department. And we called together some panelists from the Tennessee Association of Chiefs of Police, and that included Commander Paul Trickey with the Metro Nashville Police Department, who's here with me today. It also included retired Chief Glenn Chrisman of the Murfreesboro Police Department and Chief Tim Eads of the Belle Meade Police Department. Our Executive Director, Maggie Duncan, facilitated the process. And what we did is we come up with a series of questions and a scoring matrix. And every applicant was asked the same question and scored accordingly. And of the applicants, we ended up only having 4 folks that showed up to be interviewed, and of those 4, we were tasked with making a recommendation of 3 of those candidates to Mr. Hall. In the end, we felt like there were only 2 people out of those 4 that would have been a good fit for the city of Fairview. And I had a conversation with Mr. Hall, and I said, we're going to recommend that you interview and look at 2 finalists out of these 4, one being Mr. Smith, and so the next day he held interviews, and obviously we made a recommendation. And our recommendation of the 2 was that we felt like Mr. Smith was the better of the 2 candidates and a better fit for this city and for this police department. And I think ultimately Mr. Hall concurred, as that was his decision. But as the incoming president of the Chiefs Association, we're happy to have assisted in this process, and it really benefits all of us in law enforcement when we make sure that we are looking at those folks that are going to be leading area departments across the state, because we support and we endorse promoting integrity and professionalism in law enforcement. And I think in choosing Mr. Scott to fill this position that you've taken a step to continue down that road and working on making the Fairview Police Department a fine place to work and an organization that the citizens of Fairview can be proud of. So we, as the Tennessee Association of Chiefs of Police, are glad to have assisted Mr. Hall. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief Hughes. Mr. Trickey, thank you for your help there. The whole panel. Sheriff Long actually had recommended one of the guys, but from his staff, but I think he would be taking a pay cut, and he backed out of that, which we do appreciate that from Sheriff Long also. But a little bit prior to me walking into Chief Hughes' office, I was on the way back from a meeting in Franklin, and something kept leading me to Brentwood. And I called Todd Bratcher, who used to work in Brentwood. I said, "Where's the police department at?" And he kind of tried to tell me. And I drove around for an hour. And I finally spotted the sign that said the city administrative offices. So I went in, didn't know whether Jeff would be there or not, and I asked for him, and they said he'd be right up here. But I went in there. This was a highly depressed day that I'd gone through. I had a lot on my shoulders, as y'all well know. But Jeff was a friend that day, and I want to thank him for that. I want to thank Kurt Belnar, the Board of Commissioners, and the Mayor of Brentwood for allowing them to do this at their facility. But the one thing that I went in to ask him, could we borrow one of his top men? Well, I pretty well knew what my answer was going to be, and I would have probably given the same answer here because I couldn't lend anybody out either, you know. So, but it was no. But we kept talking, and Jeff come up with this idea, and he just relieved my mind completely on that. So basically, I turned that over to him. He handled it from day one. All I had to do was do 2 interviews. Tom was a part of that. Where are you at, Tom? Oh, there you are. Okay. And it was a unique interview. It wasn't so much about asking him questions or us telling him about the city of Fairview. And it was in essence trying to give him, if he was going to get cold feet, we wanted to know it right then. So, but in essence, he did not. And we're so proud to have him here. And Mayor, if you're ready to do the swearing in, I'll sit down and quit talking. And when y'all get ready, I'll present the badge.
Use small words.
Yeah, they start running together. Okay, raise your right hand. I, Scott Smith,
I, Scott Smith,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the Constitution
of the United States of America
of the United States of America
and the Constitution of the State of Tennessee,
and the Constitution of the State of Tennessee,
and that I will administer justice
and that I will administer justice
without respect of persons,
without respect of person,
and that I will faithfully and impartially
and that I will faithfully and impartially
discharge all of the duties of the incumbent upon
and discharge all duties incumbent upon
me as interim chief of police
me as interim chief of police
in the city of Fairview,
in the city of Fairview,
Williamson County
Williamson County
of the state of Tennessee,
of the state of Tennessee,
to the best of my skill and ability,
to the best of my skill and ability,
so help me God.
so help me God.
Okay, I, as Mayor Patty Carroll, have this day administered the oath of office to Scott Smith, interim chief of police in the city of Fairview, Williamson County of Tennessee, as prescribed and required by law. Congratulations. And welcome. If you would like to say anything.
Stand over here,
Okay.
you on one side and
Okay.
me on the other, so we can present him his badge back.
Are we going to do this again?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Just get over here where they can hear. Can y'all see over here? Okay.
Did I blink? That's what's important.
Cheers now, Colonel.
Okay.
Quit taking it back.
Thank you, ma'am.
There you go. And feel free to come up if you have anything you would like to say.
I know it's Friday, and everybody wants to hit the river or whatever, and I won't take long. Ever since I was this tall, I always wanted to be a police officer. Never in a million years, when I was walking a midnight beat downtown in the city of Norwich, did I think I would wear the badge of a chief of police. But as I moved through my police career, as a patrolman, we had field training officers, and I said, you know, I can probably help the department out by taking that position. And then as I went along as an FTO, we had, of course, detectives, and I said I could probably help the department out if I took that position. And then, of course, we had sergeants and shift supervisors, and the story continues. I can help the department out. if I take that position. And I remained on that same course when I worked for Randall. I started in the jail and just to have something to do. And a shift supervisor position opened up, and I said I could probably help this department out if I took that position. And then I became a detective, and then I became Randall's chief deputy. And I took a little break from law enforcement, and then I saw the ad about Fairview City, and I said I could probably help the department out if I take that position. So that's my position on things. I'm here to help out. I'm here to get us into a new era of law enforcement here in Fairview, and it's not going to be hard, guys. We're just going to have to work a little harder, work a little smoother, but it won't be that hard, and we're gonna do great things. Thanks. Thank you.
That concludes everything today, but I do want to thank Brandy Johnson for getting all this together. She does such a fantastic job for us, but it's up here, ready for y'all to come and have some refreshments, and we do again here. Thanks to everyone. Appreciate it. Thank you.